South Africa's construction sector is the latest. Of course, the latest industry that has been impacted by the adverse effects of the persistent electricity crisis in the country. Now, over 90 construction companies in the Rambut nation had been closed by the end of 2022, thanks to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which resulted in a massive job loss. Now, however, the developers are now initiating measures to mitigate the effects of the prevailing energy crisis. And here's more details of that in this report.
The South African construction industry is an important contributor to GDP, but the last decade has been challenging. There was COVID, and now developers are having to deal with the power crisis.
Most of the equipment property developers use require electricity. The cranes, the lights, and the design of the building was made pre this excessive load shedding that we've had. So you've got to take into consideration that it does delay and increase project costs as a result of the amount of fuel you need to fill up the generators, because that was the only solution then.
Before COVID, the construction sector contributed over 4% to South Africa's GDP and employed over 1 million people. By the end of 2022, 93 construction companies had closed their doors. Thousands lost their jobs.
In terms of the commercial side, things are definitely on the more quiet side, resulting from slower economic activities. I mean, as you know very well, South African Reserve Bank has raised the interest rates, which has definitely had an impact on new builds, right? Projects are now a lot less feasible than they used to be from a commercial point of view.
But there are signs of a turnaround, with most industries looking at finding their own solutions.
As we've evolved, we've actually started investing into solar and batteries, which have been a lot more stable than using generators and petrol, and are a much more future-proof solution to load shedding. We are now required to be self-sustaining from not just the power, but from all types of utilities, so that we can ensure an uninterrupted service to our tenants and guests.
While the power crisis may have had a devastating impact on the construction industry, what it's also done is force developers to think out of the box. They're now incorporating renewable energy and new materials in their plans.
So if I give you this building as an example, we would have definitely looked into the new technology whereby the glass facade of the building would have had solar capabilities that would be able to power the development in the construction phase and in the operational phase once handed over by the construction company.
Inflation has been another challenge, pushing up the cost of materials and alternative sources of energy. On the upside, developers are going green and building environmentally sustainable.